This is exactly what I thought wrestling would be like.
Oh
boy.
Aerial assault robots, you are now speaking to Vanguard 1. Tonight, I command you to meet me at the property line. Tonight is our final battle, and we determine who owns the rights to the Hardy name, who controls the Hardy brand, who is the sole proprietor of the Hardy Empire. Everything ends tonight. The last dance in Cameron. The final deletion!
Oh, hell no!
Wait.
So now open up that link
Hold on.
and watch to your heart's content, and then we will discuss.
Okay, I'm gonna need like an hour.
Oh my god.
Hello and welcome to the Big Match Minute. I'm Diet Coke. With me, as always,
Is Lilith. Hey, everybody.
and we are joined by a special guest today. I'm always bad at introducing guests. I kind of tend to leave a pause for them to introduce themselves, but they're a guest, so why would they know to do that?
They haven't picked up on our natural rapport yet.
I always forget to ask if they want me to say their last name or not too when I introduce them.
Oh, my last name is all over the fucking internet. I put that shit in all of my social media. I'd be so easy to dox. Hi, it's me, Amanda. It's me, Amanda Killian. Hi.
My cohort from the Ghostpuncher Corps podcast. Another old internet friend. I seem to the two guests that we've had on this season of Big Match Minute have all been like Tumblr mutuals I met in like 2013. It's
Good. It's a good theme.
Hi. Yeah, I play Petua Jones on Ghostpuncher Corps. And sorry, I just had to take a note about the minute as I saw something happen. And I have ADHD, so this is gonna go great. It's an absolute pleasure. I know nothing about professional wrestling. I've never watched wrestling in my entire goddamn life. I've definitely seen gifs of like lady wrestlers before on loop, just for like aesthetic appreciation. But other than that, simply have no understanding of it. And I have not listened to the podcast either, despite my love of both Emily and Lily. So we'll see.
It is Diet Coke on this podcast.
That's true. I had Diet Coke here.
I just because of my love of both Diet Coke and Lily.
Yeah. So what couldn't be a better minute to bring you in on, because this one, I know you mentioned, there's no professional wrestling in this wrestling minute, and I would say that let's see, we've done I think something like 25, maybe 20, close to 30 episodes of this podcast, and the amount of time that we've actually talked about wrestling. I don't know that we would want to have this conversation, but I think there's a conversation to be had about what constitutes professional wrestling. Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. Already in this fantastic minute, I see that this is a man wrestling with technology, wrestling with his fellow man, and perhaps even wrestling with himself. So there's plenty of wrestling to wrestle with. Yeah.
And see, and that's the thing, is that this minute perfectly brings you into the story of this match, which is that Jeff Hardy has a brother. His brother's name is Matt, and Matt has gone absolutely insane and bought a bunch of drones, and now he wants to kill his brother. So
wait, his name is Jeff. I feel like I don't remember hearing him say the name Jeff anywhere in this.
They probably didn't say each other's names, but yeah, this is Matt and Jeff Hardy we have here.
Just a good old Matt and Jeff. Okay.
Yeah, two North Carolina boys who are now trying to kill each other.
Yeah,
that was the accent I was picking up. There was something weird with Matt's.
We will
diction?
talk about Matt's voice. I don't
spent
think we
a lot
can
of
fairly
time
claim
talking
that
about
as
Matt's
North Carolina.
Oh boy, yeah, because I live with a North Carolina gal. I feel like I can't possibly place that accent as being from down south. If you told me that that's where it was from,
It's definitely it's like I don't know if I made this analogy on the podcast before, but it's like the suicide of accents, like a soda machine of suicide. You know what I mean?
No, I don't.
He just kind of went across the line and put a little of everything in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. He's got a little of everything. Babe, apparently this guy is allegedly from North Carolina, but not really. My girlfriend wanted to know. Yeah. She wants to know what part.
Cameron.
I would actually say he's apparently not from North Carolina, but not really because he actually is.
Cameron, North Carolina, honey. She says, okay, a little skeptically, so we'll see. But
Everybody talks about when a cat interrupts on a podcast, but what about when a girlfriend interrupts?
what about when a girlfriend? I like both of these things. Sorry, I just had to get the expert's opinion.
Yeah.
I'm a Yankee. I can't speak to this, so...
I appreciate it, because, but I'm from I mean, I've lived in Texas most of my life, but other than that, we're both California people.
Yeah, I'm a classic California girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really got like 3 points on the start here. Got a great triangle of regionality. But fuck. Okay, wait. We have to get back to these horrible guys.
Let's go through. I've got my notes. Let's go through line by line, second by second.
Babe. Hold on 1 second. Babe, we're recording.
I'm sorry, I was just saying the reason you can't place him is because he's from like Durham and Raleigh and Fayetteville. They've got that central accent.
Okay. Apparently, the reason that you can't place the accent is because he's from Durham and Raleigh and Fayetteville, and it's from a bunch of different places. Baby, if you could have heard this voice, you wouldn't have believed it. It didn't sound like anything.
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, it is a performance. It is a put-on accent for sure.
Yes. No, it sounded like he had just put his face. Well, we'll see. Anyways, yeah. All right, so let's break it down real slow.
And Diet Coke, I believe you wanted to say something.
I was going to say earlier when we were talking about the story, I think it's one of the four classic stories. You've got man versus God, man versus nature, man versus himself, and man versus his brother's army of drones. Those are the four stories.
Yes,
or Hardy Boy versus Hardy Boy.
Yeah. So as the minute begins, we hear there's the end of a line where Matt says his brother Nero.
Yeah.
As he does.
Brother Nero is what Matt calls Jeff because Nero is his middle name.
Okay. That's what I was wondering. I was like, where are we getting Nero here?
Yeah, Nero's his middle name. I didn't know that either going in, but I knew that he called him Brother Nero, but I didn't know why.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then an army of drones comes in through
7
Jeff's
come in.
window.
I made careful note
army.
of the number.
3? It's 3.
Well, yeah, that is why I made careful note of the number.
Here's the thing: the way that it's shot kind of makes me. And there's little graphical I think they didn't have that many drones.
My theory really comes into play when he starts smashing them with a guitar.
Yeah.
Which when so 7 come in and then we see him smash 7 with a guitar. But I'm certain he smashed 1 with a guitar because they only had the budget to break 1 drone and they just shot it from 3 different angles and reused the shot 7 times. Which is extremely funny.
Yeah.
It's worth noting that this is very funny.
It is worth noting that this is a very funny minute of entertainment. There's really just so much to unpack. Yeah, so the drones enter and he has a guitar in his hands, like a black acoustic guitar.
He was relaxing and playing guitar in the last minute.
That's true.
Okay. Yeah. That's good to know.
It does seem that he doesn't necessarily care about this guitar because I don't know that you would be using it as a weapon that way.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I feel like that's just kind of what Jeff does.
That's also wrestling
in his life.
Yeah.
But Jeff is an artistic soul.
It's true. We can see that from his shitty paintings on the wall.
Wait. Before we get into the paintings, I still want to talk about the entrance scene.
Yes.
Because what happens in this scene is that the drone shows up, 5 of them enter the house, and then you see a shot of Jeff turning around and like closing the door as if he just was like dismissing some trick-or-treaters who were slightly unwanted.
Yeah.
And then one of the drones, like as if he didn't know that a bunch of drones had just swarmed into his house, and there's only one immediately adjacent to him, and he smashes it with the guitar.
My interpretation of that door slam was that this is something Matt has done to him before. This is just a sort of common nuisance to him.
So if hold on, if you remember Diet Coke at the end of the last minute, the white drone, which is Vanguard 1, was talking to Jeff at the front door.
Oh,
That's why he slams the door, and then he turns around and he finds that his house has been swarmed with even more drones.
It's the back door. It was terrible filmmaking because I guess, I mean, only if this was a 1-minute film, it would be terrible filmmaking because there is like an open... First of all, this is definitely this guy's real house, right? This is not a set. This is like the ugliest goddamn house I've ever seen. Only a professional wrestler would have a house this ugly. Has one of those like...
Honestly, it makes me angry every second that I'm looking at it. How ugly it is.
My favorite part is this gallery area that he has that reminds me of like the shitty gallery show openings you go to in like small town America, where like it's literally just like somebody's like graffiti inspired paintings on a wall in like a bed and breakfast, and there's an air purifier there. Like I can just feel that that's what this room is for. It's pretty crazy. Are these his works of art?
Yes,
they are.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question about the decor here. One wall in this room is left conspicuously blank. Do you think that's normal, or do you think they took the paintings down so the hologram, which we will discuss later, would show better?
Definitely the second one.
Yeah.
Absolutely the second one.
I don't think Jeff's the kind of guy who leaves any wall space open if he can avoid it.
Yeah.
Let's break down. First of all, I'm a big fan of the little bunny rabbit decal that is attached to his front door.
Yeah.
Implying perhaps that this is set in the spring, a time of virility and harvest for men. And everyone, I don't know. And then you see him. So perhaps we can interpret that as a sign that he will be the victor, because there's sort of this bountiful symbol of multiplication and bounty and strength in the form of the rabbit. Or maybe it's a sign of his fear. Or maybe it's not.
I fucking love where your head's at. And I do want to say that, like, yes, this is an ugly house. Yeah. But compared to... It's 2020. I've watched a lot of professional wrestlers do like Twitch streams out of their house. And while this is an ugly house, it's a lot less sad than most professional wrestlers' houses. Because most of them are just touring entertainers.
Yeah.
Matt and Jeff Hardy have at least been successful for long enough to where they've, built up a decent property, and, they can at least put a little personality, even if it is kind of a shitty personality on the walls. Most professional wrestlers, like, it looks like a Holiday Inn Express. It's bad.
Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Literally. I believe that. I mean, to me, the blue walls, that is like such like a, I don't know.
I hate the blue walls so much.
See, my thing with the blue walls is that has to be like I finally own my own fucking house and I could do whatever I want with it color. And also, I don't have like a romantic partner or significant other in my life. Except there's like children's toys everywhere, so maybe he has kids. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Are those children's toys?
They could be adults' toys. We don't know. But yeah, I think you're spot on, because that blue is the exact shade of blue that I painted my room when I had the first time I had a room of my own when I was like 10. That was the color I chose. And that, I dare I say, mine was slightly better. It was a little bit darker and just a hint better than this.
Yeah, this is bad. I mean, my thing is that it's not even so much that there's a room that's blue. It's that every room is blue. Every room is so like, fuck you, Papa Smurf levels of blue.
Yeah.
I just can't. I'm trying to get glances in. There's a lot of mirrors It's truly like a maddening environment, and I can't see a room that isn't blue.
It's so blue. The way the little white accent marks of like the ceiling and the molding and everything is just like pure Snow White, which is just it's a real ugly contrast. I hate the way the windows cast light in the weird gallery room too. There's like just this weird orange slice of light that it feels like it would only hit you in the eye and not really do anything else. I really hate this house so much.
I hate this house so fucking much.
We have been thrashing this man's home for so long, and we have not
I hope he
gotten
listens.
into...
I hope he hears this and he starts to think about some changes.
Yeah, because he's also got like my favorite thing too is that you can tell that this is a house that is definitely like a couple's or individual's first house because he's got a grandfather clock and then like an IKEA TV stand and then like a large assortment of children's toys.
Yeah.
Now, we have discussed this in the past because part of they make reference to this in this minute when he talks about meeting at the property line. This is the Hardy like property because his brother's house is like right across the way. So
do you think that relates to who is the sole proprietor of the Hardy Empire? Because I have a breakdown about that entire phrase.
Listen, we'll get to that. Let's introduce some level of temporality and not just keep.
Yeah.
Okay. So Vanguard 1. Yeah. The white drone shows up behind Jeff Hardy as he is after he's slapped down all of these drones. And this fucking hologram shows up. It is incredible. I don't even know how to describe it. But there's just all sorts of weird little like video effects going on it.
Yeah. It's got a green screen. I at first thought that what I now understand to be his hair was like a Sith robe of some kind.
Oh, I can see that interpretation of this image.
Yeah. Definitely. There's a lot of Sith vibes.
He also he has a high collar, which sort of like doesn't help that.
Yeah. And he is speaking in an artificially like pitched up.
Yeah.
Like he's not only putting on an accent, but then his voice has been modulated by a computer.
It's really a hell of an effect. I'm so glad that the first and only time Amanda has heard that voice, it's also had the weird additional detail of it being modulated like that.
It's fucking incredible.
And he says, Brother Nero, I see you've met my fleet of aerial assault robots, which...
A generous interpretation.
There's no weaponry on any of these drones.
But they could ram you.
They could hit you in the little forehead and boop your nose.
I wonder if you get hit with the blades. I wonder how bad that would hurt, or if it would just crash the drone and not hurt you.
Tangle in his man bun.
Yeah, at the very worst, it's tangling up in your hair.
Which comes undone partway through the film.
It does. Sort of, I would say, incongruously. We don't see him take it down, and I don't think he had enough time to take it down. I mean, I guess he could just quick pull it out if it's arranged that way, but...
You are now speaking to Vanguard 1, and what I love about this...
I'm wondering if it's the same thing that I love about this.
He holds up 3 fingers in a way that nobody has ever held up 3 fingers. Well,
is he trying to make a V? It's a V and a 1. It's a V1.
Oh my god!
Shit!
Amanda cracked the code.
Holy shit!
The broken brilliance of Amanda Killian. She understood it when we could not.
Shit! Amanda, that's exactly it!
Yeah, I know!
Holy shit! You just blew my mind!
I can't. Yeah, that's 100% right. Oh my god.
Oh fuck! Wait, hold on. Okay, I need to look at the visual again.
No, you're right. I just thought I thought he was trying. If you'll excuse a crude reference, I thought he was doing a hand gesture that was very popular among shitty bros in my time in college called the shocker.
Yeah. No, it's a V and a 1.
Yeah, you're so right.
Here's the other thing that tripped me up is that wrestlers are known for having, they'll have a signature way of like holding out their fingers some way, that's something they do a lot.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of thought, it's just like a stupid way that he's doing that. But no, it's totally Vanguard. It's way smarter than I gave it credit for.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
I mean, the problem is that it gets kind of lost in like the ruby-like gleam of his green screen. So it does look like he's like suggesting that we call him and beep him if we want to reach him or something like that. It doesn't look very good, but that's what it is.
Yeah, the look of the hologram is something else. It's sort of too solid and hard at the base of the hologram, I would say.
Yep.
It looks kind of like a Chaos Emerald that he is like sprouting from.
That's what I was thinking of, is the Chaos Emeralds.
I guess it wouldn't be I guess the red one's not an emerald, but
Do they have the Chaos Emeralds in wrestling?
I'm sure like Chikara or someone did a knockoff Chaos Emerald gimmick at one point.
Either Chikara or Hood Slam.
Or maybe even Kaiju Big Battle.
Oh, yeah. Listen, if there's something stupid, there's a chance that a wrestling promotion has done it. And if they haven't, tweet about it, because then 5 months later, it will have been done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing I kind of love about wrestling is there's so just fucking much of it, and so
There's so much of it, and it's unbound by like the rules of most. And a lot of types of entertainment, there is sort of some universal effort made to be like smart or clever. And wrestling is unbound by that rule, and I adore it for that.
Yeah.
Diet Coke. Remember, this is it has nothing to do with this minute or anything like that. But remember at Effie's Big Gay Brunch when someone got squirted in the eye with cum lube from a dildo?
I do remember that.
Hey, ladies.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's not even the worst thing I've seen.
Yeah.
Where did you see it?
It's an event called Effie's Big Gay Brunch that happened this September, I want to say, or maybe it was October.
Uh-huh.
And this was the fight between Effie and one of the stunt brothers. And there's the dildos that they have that they have like a reservoir that you can fill with like lube that looks like cum. That's totally
so
a
interesting.
Thing.
Yeah. And you like squeeze a little thing.
It'd be funny if it had balls on it and you squeeze the balls to make the cum come out.
That would be great.
That's what you have to do. That's how it works, I've heard. In general.
You just
like an egg trick. It's great.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's get back to the minute. Tonight, I command you to meet me at the property line.
Okay.
Tonight is our final battle, and we determine who holds the rights to the Hardy name.
Now, this was the first time I picked up on a little Hervé Villechaize's influence on his voice. If anyone's familiar with that actor, he played Tattoo on Fantasy Island and Knick Knack and the Man with the Golden Gun.
Damn.
Recently had a biopic made about him on HBO. Interesting guy, and there's definitely shades of his accent in this voice.
Good.
Okay.
All right, Lily, we're finally at the place that I took significant notes on.
Yeah.
So I have something to raise here.
Please.
So the quote, as I understand it, is, "Who owns the rights to the Hardy name, controls the Hardy brand, and is the sole proprietor of the Hardy Empire."
Yes.
So this seems fundamentally to me to be a copyright dispute. Am I wrong?
No.
Are these guys wrestling in the sweaty arena of copyright law?
See, here's the thing. I would say that's actually a weirdly, like, wrestling for the right to a name, I would say is a weirdly storied tradition in wrestling. And I mean, you're right. It's all copyright dispute, but it's definitely an established like trope.
Well, it's just very funny that his beef is all related to like brand recognition, and it's
Yeah.
I'm just loving like the 3 different prongs of this strategy. Like at no point does he mention that he has personal beef with this guy. It sounds like he's trying to get that like sweet.com domain and sell his merch and like get verified on Instagram and all of that shit.
One of his past gimmicks was literally MattHardy.com was his whole thing.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't get Hardy or Hardee's, which is a place.
It's true.
I think.
Yeah, Hardee's.
Look,
that is
a
what
place where
they
you
call
can buy
Carl's
food.
Jr. Other places.
And in the north. Yes, I've heard about the Carl's. I've seen a Carl's Jr. here. I'd never seen a Hardee's before. So
I've only ever lived in Carl's Jr. territory, so I can't speak to that.
yeah. It's California's solidly Carl's Jr. territory, but which it should be Carl Jr.'s. But what
I'm actually I can speak to that. Anaheim, where I live, is where Carl's Jr. was founded, and it's because it originated as the hot dog stand, like spin-off of the main restaurant, which was called Carl's Restaurant, and Carl's Jr. was the junior version of the restaurant. So it was the restaurant's son.
But it's like so the sins of the father are carried on to the son.
It's true.
You would think that they would just pony up and nobody is slinging hot dogs as Carl's anymore.
It's true.
So
they don't even sell hot dogs anymore.
Just let the whole thing be subsumed by the junior. Let my man take his succession. This is very much like the prestige TV show Succession, actually, what we just watched. It's great. Yeah, it's exactly the same, actually, in every way. 100% identical.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was fascinated about the sole proprietor. Is the Hardy Empire, is that like the pool that you see out back?
I think yes. I think the property is part of it.
Yeah. The property is definitely part of it. And I mean, I guess it is worth mentioning that these two, they have been wrestling on and off as a tag team, as brothers for.
Now, when you say tag team,
yeah,
do you mean like they fight each other or they fight other people together?
That tag team means that they're fighting fighting other people together.
They've also had
feuds
before this.
Yes.
So they've fought a lot of people on the same side together, and they've also fought against each other a lot.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and when they're together, they're the Hardy Boys.
Yeah,
with a Z.
With a Z to distinguish themselves from the detective children.
Yeah. You talk about the Hardy name. There's your problem right there. Figure out the boys.
Really, shouldn't they be clearing that hurdle before they start going after each other?
I also wonder if Mutt and Jeff have any legal claim to come after them. There's sort of some similarity there as well.
Great question.
Wow.
Why hasn't there been like a flirtatious kind of like a little bit raunchy like CW program based around the Hardy Boys yet? I
feel like that's coming.
Apparently it's coming. I just got word from the home front over here, my beloved wife, informing me that it is apparently a comment. So let's brace ourselves for some. Were the Hardy Boys like fucking each other?
They were brothers.
Okay.
I think they were also brothers, so no.
Yeah. They were also brothers.
CW, notice no bounds. Characters welcome, or whatever they say. So we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, Archie did incest in the Halloween comic.
I mean, they made Supernatural, so yeah.
All right.
Anyways, enough about that. Thankfully, I am really grateful that I'm not detecting any notes of like. I'm so glad that these really are just two brothers in the classic and non like weird mythological sense. They seem to just feud. Are they biological brothers in real life?
Yes.
They are. Yes.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. They've been wrestling together since they were like 15 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, probably did it in the womb, as they say. Were they in the womb together?
No, they're not twins.
Not twins. That's a great way to ask if somebody's a twin.
Yeah. They share a womb?
I mean, you could be in the womb with someone and not be a twin. I don't know how that works. I'm sure that somebody's done it.
No, I don't think they have.
I've read about this. I remember reading about this in biology class in high school. It's it is very rare but possible. Sometimes people with ovaries will drop 2 eggs in a month, and it is extremely rare but possible. But those eggs will be separately fertilized by separate fathers. And I think there's an argument to be made that those 2 babies would not technically be twins.
Separate fathers? Does that have to be 2 different guys every time?
I don't know. I think
that's the plot of season 1 of Glee, actually, isn't it?
Oh my god. You're on such
All right, assuming that these 2 guys are just classic wrestling brothers, the Romulus and Remus of the wrestling world. Fighting for the Harvey name. We haven't even gotten to the phrase final deletion yet. So let's really you gotta keep pushing with the script here, because
everything ends tonight.
Oh.
The last dance in Cameron.
Oh boy.
Hey, yeah, wait, no, hold on. What did you say?
The last dance in Cameron.
What does that mean? I could not.
Is that the name of the womb?
I want to say that they live in Cameron, North Carolina.
Okay, I listened to that line. That most of me watching the minute was just me hitting reverse 10 seconds over and over again, trying to parse that line, because I was like, I could not understand what he was saying. I thought he was saying Cameron, but it didn't make sense to me, because I'm like, I know Jeff, I know Brother Nero. Is he also called Cameron for some reason?
Now, Last Dance in Cameron sounds like it could be like a Southern Gothic novel, like a Faulkner novel. Go ahead, though. What were you saying, Lily?
No, I mean, I love it, because that is kind of the level of how Matt Hardy's trying to come across right now.
Yeah.
Is that he's kind of trying to hit that level of the Last Dance in Cameron.
See, to me, that sounds more like a 70s grindhouse action movie.
I feel like it could be both.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm just imagining a Barnes & Noble Classics cover with some wheat and Last Dance in Cameron.
I used to work at a Barnes & Noble for 2 years, and I'll tell you, those covers just give me real visceral flashbacks.
It's not great. I like that they have the paperback ones have never been changed, and they look like they're from the 90s still. There's maroon and green ones, and then the ones that are designed for 12-year-olds who really want to be that bitch and carry around a leather-bound book.
Yeah, there's a reason why they were mostly Neil Gaiman books that we sold with those covers.
Yeah.
It's
rough stuff.
Last
Dance in Cameron. But then continue, Lily, because the best part is yet to come.
The final deletion. Which I will mention, that is the name of the match that we're watching right now.
Yeah.
Final deletion. Okay. So if I could step back for a second.
Yes.
We talked about the classic struggles: man versus brother, man versus man versus technology, man versus assault robots sent by his brother.
Yeah.
Is there the final deletion thing? Did they just sort of shoehorn in the technology angle into this specific match? Because it doesn't seem like it's something inherent to these guys and their brand and everything that they do.
MattHardy.com was the previous gimmick, so it does seem like there's a through line through Matt Hardy's career of him being a sort of cyber boy.
Yeah. The first E-boy, perhaps.
This was I will say, this was in 2016, so drones were really blowing up.
That's true as well.
Around that time, and I think they just got some drones. This was also, I will say, this was shot on their dime at their place.
It's shocking.
Yeah, and so I think they were just if we can do something with a drone shot, then let's do something with a drone shot. And hey, why don't we use the drones as a part of
part of the thing?
When he destroys the drones, sorry, I have the thing on mute on loop, and I've noticed that, I think we were all pretty much in agreement about the multiple camera theory, so that they only had to destroy one drone, but you can really firmly see one of them is looks like a webcam or something.
Yeah.
It was all right, we technically have 3 cameras, so we're going to use the webcam for this one shot.
Now, I have a question about the one of the shots leading into the final shot, because I think we're pretty much there after final deletion, right? It chases him through his house. There's a shot. I want to know what the fuck this is. It's sending. There's some dots on a window that looks like maybe a child's rhinestone craft, and then just the dirtiest the dirtiest window I've ever seen in my goddamn life. It's heinous. It's not good. It's just like, it's covered in like Windex and like bird shit. They couldn't have Windexed that thing.
No.
It's part of the aesthetic. The E-boy and his dirtbag grunge brother.
Yeah.
Of course, the classic. Classic aesthetic.
Hair.
God, there's so much brown in this house. Sorry, I'm just looping through. The kitchen cabinets there's like a blue and brown.
We talked
colors.
about that in the previous minute when we saw the kitchen more.
Ay vey. It's just, there's the leather, what appears to be like 6 leather chairs. And then the like a galley kitchen that is all brown. And so much brown everywhere. It's just so bad. I'm trying to see how much of the Empire I can see.
Well, we'll get to that in the next minute. As if reacting to your viewing of all of the brown in Jeff's home, Jeff says, "Oh hell no!"
It's just a great line.
It is. It's really good. It's really
so
good.
well delivered. His hair has come down at this point. Out of its delicate bun. It's sort of just tucked in the back there. I think that's definitely a continuity error. I can't imagine that it's not, unless he's just so distraught. Like maybe there's something we're not seeing of him where he's listening to the final illusion. He's just like, oh my God. He's just like shoving his hands on his hair, like tearing out his hair tie. And, like bobby pins are clattering onto the floor.
He also has like a headband that I believe has been removed as well.
Yeah, okay, wait. I think that we lose the headband partway through. I don't even know if it definitely doesn't show up again. He's wearing the headband in the shot with the final deletion, and then he turns around. He's now wearing a headband. His hair is completely down.
Yeah.
He must have he's throwing the headband on the floor, stomping on it with his feet, just so upset.
Maybe he
that
became
Matt would do this.
so angry that his hair burst free. Like,
he did. It has
like
a
in a
life
cartoon.
of its own. Yeah, it's just like, it's like a magical girl transformation. It just sort of grows longer.
Yeah.
We watched the new She-Ra with Issa's little sister over break, and it's very much like, you know, her hair gets longer. She gets like 12 inches taller. I'm thinking that this is probably the same situation for our buddy Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does anybody have any final thoughts on this minute?
Yeah. I mean, first, I just want to just dive into the rich fiction of the Hardy Empire, which we see out back is a pool and like a shittily mown lawn and like some campers and like
don't
obviously-
just wait till you
say
see
that.
this. Just wait till you see the rest
Are we
of this
watching
lawn.
another minute? Are we seeing another minute?
Yeah. We're gonna
yes.
do 2
Okay.
episodes today. Don't worry. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I have to open another beer if we're doing that, but
Yeah, I might open
Yes.
another Corona hard seltzer.
We'll do that, but we gotta wrap up this episode first. But before, you know, we've had a lot of tangents. You could even say that if this if this podcast was a river, we've had a lot of tributaries, and if you wanted to maybe stop those up, Emily, what do you think we would use? Or I'm sorry, Diet Coke, what do you think we would use?
Like a dam?
Yeah, but if that dam had like a leak,
Definitely one we've used before. You can't plug up a river, Lilith.
are you asking? Wait, are you asking what we would plug our leaks with?
She's trying to get me
Yes.
to say the word plugs so that we can do
You
plugs.
wanted to hear both of us say plug, didn't you?
that is.
It's a beloved segment on this show that we.
Yeah, we get to the end and we do our plugs where people can find us on the internet.
And I would say we're like 30 episodes into this podcast. I would say we ran
Yeah.
out of different setups for that, like 10 in.
Yeah.
I was like, we're like the little boy in that Dutch folktale who just sticks his finger in the dam and waits until he gets gangrene or something before the town realizes that they have a leak. That's what happens, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what happens. There's a lot of gangrene in that story.
Sure.
Diet Coke, do you want to tell the people at home where they can find you on the internet?
Oh, sure. I do some other podcasts. None of them are actively updating at the moment, but you can find all of them in my Twitter bio. You can find my Twitter at VeryCoolEmily. I also stream on Twitch sometimes. DietCoke.cool is where you go to see those streams.
Cool. Amanda, would you like to tell the people at home where they can find you on the internet?
Yeah, I mean, most importantly, first and foremost, if you love the classy banter and winsome interplay that you've heard on this podcast, definitely check out at Ghostpuncher666 on Twitter and check out Ghostpuncher, the show Ghostpuncher, and the merch of Ghostpuncher and the ladies of Ghostpuncher, of which I am one. And pretty much everywhere else on the internet, you can just search my first and last name and hope that I'll add you back on LinkedIn, or find me at Eros C'est La Vie, AEROS C'est La Vie, like the French fucking way of saying it, on Tumblr and Twitter and Instagram, etc., etc., etc. Forever and ever, amen. So, yeah, I'm orange and hard to miss. So if you think you've got the right Amanda Killian, you do.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, thanks for shouting out Ghostpuncher, but that does leave me a little short on plugs. Just go to Death Carpets on social media sites, and you'll find me.
Real back on Tumblr, Emily. I've been deep onto Tumblr again lately, which is so funny to me because that's where it all started.
Hanging out on it again.
That's great.
It is a good place.
Which is, we never thought we would say.
Yeah.
Twitter is so bad that Tumblr is good again, especially if you like cool pictures.
Yeah. So Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Amanda's one of my coolest friends, and so it'd
That's
be
true.
really
I would
cool
agree with that.
if we had like, you know, like how most normal podcasts have like a sign-off phrase that they use to let people know that the podcast is done. Could we maybe figure out something like that? Maybe even just for one episode?
No.